Welcome to Quarantine Cooking across the nation, Quarantine Cooking with Quincy. Today you're going to be making cream puffs, or how you say in French, pâte choux. So here we have an oven preheating at 400, and here's a half cup of water. So we're just going to put this in this saucepan, which is at medium-high heat. And then we're going to put 4 tablespoons of butter. So this is just going to melt in the hot thing, and once it is, we're going to add a 4th teaspoon of salt. So, oh, it's melting quickly. So, cream puffs, they're from French, but if you're going to find them in America, you would probably find them in Wisconsin at a state fair. They are well known for their cream puffs. And also, we're not having with anything else, but because it takes you have to have the dough, and then you need to also have some cream and then you're gonna dip it in chocolate. Also, we should make it before you eat, a little more hours before you eat, about 2 hours before you eat, so they can rest in the refrigerator because they're best served cold. Okay, so this is pretty much done. And now we're going to add some salt. That's a 4th teaspoon. And then just wait for this final butter to melt. So if you remember in last week's, we went to New Orleans and made a gumbo. So this is nice and boiling. We're just going to wait a little bit. Stir. So last week in it we made a soup. So we are going to do that same thing this week. So here we have a half cup of flour. Turn down the heat a little. And I'm just going to stir it around. So first you want to get it into like a thick mixture. Again, it might be looking really weird. You want to make it into a thick mixture and stir it around a lot. And then you should let it cook. Ooh, it's already getting really good here. And then just let it cook for about 1 minute. And then we're going to add then you can turn it off the heat. And then we're going to add the eggs and then put it in the oven. Okay, so the stew has cooked, and I put it into a bowl. And it's come together, which you should hopefully have. And I've also cracked 2 eggs into this bowl. And I'm going to use it, whisk it. So you can use a big whisk, but I'm just going to use a fork. And you want to whisk it really good, so that there's no egg whites in it that are just cooked. Okay. Also, almost done. Also, you should spray a regular muffin tin, and you should have a regular for this recipe, not mini. Okay, so you're going to put the stew into the eggs, and we're just going to stir it around. It's okay if it comes apart because it's just going to come back together anyways. And it's probably going to look really weird, but that's okay. Okay, so it's forming a nice, weird, clumpy mixture. Well, it should look something like this. Kind of looks like macaroni and cheese a little. So now we are going to put it into here, and you want to spread it evenly, so into about six different muffin tins. If you want your cream puffs a little smaller, you can do less. You can have a smaller portion for each, but it will rise in the oven. And then we're just going to put them in the oven for about 30 minutes. Okay, so we're just going to put in the oven and for 30 minutes, and I'll see you then. Okay. And we want to make sure that they're fully cooked, so we'll put it in. Yep, they're cooked. And then we're just going to make the cream now while we wait. So here we have about a cup, but I'm using a tiny bit less than a cup, just because last time I made it there was a little too much cream. So I'm going to pour it in here, and make sure you get a really big bowl so that when it splatters up, because we're going to be mixing it, when it splatters up, it doesn't splatter elsewhere. Well, we just hold it here to let that last pit drop. Alright, and here we have 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar, so we'll add that in as well. And here we have half a teaspoon of vanilla essence, so we'll add that too. Make sure we just stir it around so it gets in. And now we have a mixer here, and we're just gonna turn it on to 3. You can go even a little higher. I just like to start at a smaller level. And you'll notice it's splattering a lot, but most of it is going in the bowl. It's okay if it goes outside the bowl a little. And it should get really frothy and bubbly. Okay, so we've put the cream in the fridge, and we're letting that cool, and also this cool. So here we're going to make a chocolate sauce because we're going to dip the cream puffs in the chocolate sauce. So here we have 1 tablespoon butter, and we have a 1/3 cup of dark chocolate chips. And then you can heat it on the stove, but I'm just going to easily do it in the microwave. And we're gonna do it for a total of maybe about 45 to a minute, or even more. But we're just gonna do it 20 seconds at a time, so it doesn't explode, and also you can stir it around. Butter has melted a bit, and the chocolate has melted a bit too. Just going to stir it around a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put it in the microwave some more. And once it starts to get hotter, you might want to. I have a tip where I'm putting a paper towel over it, so in case it explodes, it just explodes onto the paper towel. But I have a tip. I just use the paper towel and hold the side of the bowl with the paper towel so it doesn't burn you or just doesn't get your fingers really hot. Okay, so the butter has completely melted now, and chocolate is almost done. Probably just another 10 more seconds. So that came to a total of about 45 seconds. Well, I assume it's going to be done by now. But, so, like I said, about 45 seconds to a minute total. But remember to only do 10 to 20 seconds at a time. Okay. So this is done. As you can see. And also, so now we're just going to quickly start making the cream puffs because we don't want the chocolate to congeal. Okay, so get the whipping cream out of the fridge and get your cream puffs out of your pan if they're still cooling. And we're about to do the actual step of making the cream puff. Okay, so now we have taken the cream puffs out of the oven. Out of the pan because they're nice and warm, and we've taken the cream out of the fridge, and the chocolate is still. You want to stir occasionally, otherwise it'll start congealing together and get really hard. So these cream puffs look nice and golden on top, look really good. So what we're gonna do, the step is gonna be messy, and it's okay not to be perfect. It's really hard to do. We want to get a nice cut in the middle, not the entire way, just that kind of like I don't know, like a monster sort of. And then we're just gonna overflow it with cream. Just try and stuff as much in as you can, and it's okay if it overflows. Okay, and then we'll wash it off. And then we're going to pour the chocolate, put the chocolate over it, and you want to get about, you want to get a lot. Well, I want to get a lot because I love chocolate on mine, and it should be a nice dark color. Spread it out a lot. Okay, that one looks done. And make sure to wash your hands after. And also, it's going to be really messy, so make sure to have enough space and have enough room so that your chopping board can get a little messy. If you're past me and you're done with the step, then just go ahead and put it in the fridge. Okay, so this one looks good. But this one, I don't even want to wipe the cream off the edges. I want at least one that is just overstuffed, even if it doesn't look as good. Okay, so I've got all of our cream puffs here. They're nice and have tons of cream stuffing out of them, but they sure look good with the chocolate on top of them. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the fridge. Okay, so I've taken out of the refrigerator about 2.5 hours later, and this cream puff looks very good. No part is very cooked. Hopefully you got a golden brown color, and it goes really well with the cream and the chocolate.
This is really good cream puff. I love the dark chocolate. It's so light and fluffy and tastes great.
Okay, so that was the last episode. This dessert episode was the last of the show. So I hope you enjoyed it, and Merry Christmas, Grandpa.